Well, let's see if I can push those buttons. Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles, Coachman, Fitz, and Lana. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. God bless you. We're glad you're here.
I am glad to be here. And Lana, glad that you are here. Let's see. It is Friday, November 19th. November 19th. We are just pushing right through this month. Today is a day that I am absolutely thrilled is here. My son is going to be traveling down from Eugene. It's about 600 miles up from where we are, a little over 600 miles. And so he's going to be driving down and staying with us for a few days. So we are thrilled. Haven't seen him in quite a while. So
awesome.
We are just so grateful for that. Let's see. Guys, got some birthdays?
I do.
Awesome. Let's go.
My youngest nephew, his oldest daughter, Morgan Dieschberg, is a freshman at Carleton College in Minnesota. And this is her first birthday away from home. And she is at Carleton on a cross-country scholarship. Yep.
Where is she from?
She is from the suburbs of Chicago, a little suburb called Cary. And my nephew and his wife have two other children, but Morgan is the oldest.
Awesome.
So, and she's a runner, and Mom warned me about those fast women. So,
it's pretty fast.
Morgan, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Morgan.
How about you, Lana? Any birthdays?
I don't think of any right now.
Well, let's see. I know I've got one, and that is Quincy Virgilio. Now, Quincy has been in real estate for, let's say, a couple of decades plus. Quincy is a man of tremendous knowledge when it comes to real estate. One of the most knowledgeable guys that I know of. And Gloria knows him real well. Gloria used to work with our association of realtors here in Santa Clara County. So Gloria knows him real well. And Quincy has been kind of a mentor to me. And he has been just a great wealth of knowledge and a good guy. And Quincy, happy birthday to you. And he's not much older than I am, but he's just been doing real estate since he was a kid, and I got in relatively late in life. So here we are.
You guys, can you hear the competition in the back?
I can.
Is that real bothersome? Because I can mute myself because those happen to be my grandpuppies who are out back in the yard. And they will not come in for me. So
my grandpuppies. You could probably hear my dog, but it would be like woof, woof, woof.
These are they're doodles, and they really are doodles. They won't come in, and they want to stay out there and bark. There's a walkway back there.
Well, breaking news. We now know who let the dogs out.
Oh,
it was Lana.
They don't seem interested, and I don't want them in here because they might continue their continuous barking. So the neighbors must be used to them. But Calvin is the older one, and they're golden doodles, and he just doesn't want to obey his grandma today.
I must say I prefer snickerdoodles.
These are beautiful little. They're not little. I'm trying to call them little dogs because they're not. But I'm in a completely different setting. So if I'm moving,
but you look great, and the volume from outside is awesome.
Let's hope
they're terrific. They're terrific. All right, let's go ahead and read through our friends that we have prayers for. Curtis Brown, Rex Smith, Danny Magagliano, Red Burkheimer, Shelly Elliott, Nancy Kurt Brand, Ashley Van Winkle, Jeff Rainey, that is Ken Wall's brother-in-law, Keith Landris, our dear friend Keith. We pray that you are doing well. Eric B. Flournoy, it was so great to see you yesterday. God bless you, brother. And Joe and Joseph, grandfather and grandson, so great to have Joseph at home. And then we have another Joseph that we are thinking about. Now, I received a letter. My dear friend Shelly Elliott used to always send a handwritten note at Thanksgiving and Christmas time. She can't write anymore. She can't. She is able to touch her keyboards, you know, kind of the way I've always typed, a finger at a time. But she is pretty much dependent on her family and friends for whatever she needs to do now. But she just let me know that where she used to do anywhere from 2 to 5 miles a day of walking, she has a difficult time walking across the street. She shuffles with her new walker, hasn't driven for over a year, and we just saw each other a year ago, and depends on family and friends to take her to her doctor's appointments. She has something that has called cerebellar atrophy, but the exact type is unknown. Now, she had breast cancer, and then the treatment that she was taking has caused her cerebellum. I can't remember. Is that the correct way to say it?
Is that what it's doing?
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum. And she has, from her treatments, her cancer treatments, it caused it to shrink. And so it's caused all these problems. This little friend of mine, and she is little. She was one of our high school cheerleaders and just a dear, dear friend of mine, and has been a strong woman of faith for many, many, many years. And the last time I saw her was a year ago. The time before that, it was in 2017 at a class reunion, and she was doing perfectly, running, just the same girl that I'd always known, running back and forth, making sure things were done and lined up. And then the next time I see her, she's had this problem. So
what's her name again, Charles?
The name of the disease?
No, her name.
Oh, Shelly Elliott. And so, Shelly, I just want you to know I love you and God bless you. And you just keep on fighting the way that you have. All your friends love you. Obviously, your family loves you, and they will take care of you. And I look forward to seeing you on your next trip out here to Stanford. Lana, you want to pick up the next group of names?
Yes, most definitely. Of course, praying for Larry Lichty of Kearney and his ministry, praying that those people that he's working with and visiting with will find Jesus and his saving grace. Kim Brandenburg. Kim, you really have a long name. This is a friend of mine. Kim Brandenburg Holland Grubaugh and her husband Tom. And we know that we can praise Jesus, that things are going well there and that they're going through their difficulties, getting to where they need to be. And Tom, praying that you're doing well and things are just smoothing out there for you. We're praising God for that. Ted Legal, we're praising God for him and God's healing hand on him. Janice Lichtenwalder, may you rest in peace. Her husband Wayne and sons Matt, Mark, and Michael. I pray that you're doing better and life is showing you all the blessings that your mother has been able to give you throughout the years. Good memories. Jerry Porter, may you rest in peace. And may his family, I know I've just been blessed with so many dear memories lately of him also. he had a way of being very humorous and putting a different light on things when they were very difficult. Um, and of course, Casey DeSantis going through her battle, but we know that God has got his healing hands on her and that it's his battle and it will be won. And of course, the Coils be with their family as they're going through what they're going through. And I leave it up to you, Fitz, to finish what isn't written down because we know there's Saul Soteria, Andrew Morris, Quentin Butow, and Tim Coyle and family. Anyone else, Fitz?
Yeah, David Anuda, he remains in the ICU.
Yeah.
We're still waiting word how his condition is progressing. I also want to pray for Bishop Dabney Smith, who is the 5th bishop in the Diocese of Southwest Florida. Bishop Smith, 2-3 years ago, went through a complete stem cell transplant. He has multiple myeloma.
Ooh.
And he just finished a course of treatment called T-cell. And he told me yesterday that it was one of the most painful procedures that he's had to go through. He will be leaving the diocese at the end of 2022. So the diocese is currently scrambling in search of a new, what they call in the Episcopal faith, a bishop coadjutor. Mm-hmm. So it's another bishop that will
take his place
when he does retire. I also want to remember the repose of the soul of Michael Klein. Mike was an old-time insurance guy. He was in his 80s. He did a lot of good work for our diocese. He and his wife, Joan, are very active. And Joni is a grand lady from Virginia. And Michael died day before or the night before last of multiple heart attacks. So we pray for the Klein family and eternal rest grant unto him, dear Lord, and may his soul and all the souls of the faithfully departed rest in your loving peace. So thank you.
How old is Bishop Smith?
Bishop Smith is 67. He'll be 68 next month.
The reason I ask, I have a very dear friend that has gone through the same thing, the stem cell transplant. They seemingly keep those people. I always thought if you got a stem cell transplant, you were good to go. But seemingly there's a lot of treatment and different things after that.
Yes.
And she's now going through all the, all of that aftermath. And you would think if you had a transplant like that it would be taking care of all of that that's gone. And it doesn't.
No, there's no guarantees.
No. And I pray for him that God will put his healing hand on him and the T cells or whatever that man thinks they can do. And we're always thankful for our doctors and those things. But we also know that God has a way of doing a much better job. That he created our bodies. He knows what needs to be taken care of. So we'll be praying for the bishop.
Thanks, Lana. Appreciate that.
All right, let's take a look and see who's joined us this morning. Good morning, Lana, Charles, and Fitz, and everyone. Scott Ricard.
No, is Ken Walls going to do us if we do that? I want to know, Scott. Put it in the notes, because I listened to Ken Walls last night, and I almost butted in on him and said, hey, are you going to sue us if we use that wonderful word? Because we like to hear it all the time. We don't want to just listen for you to say it.
Have a wonderful day, says Scott. Scott, our Florida connection is complete. So glad to have you here, brother.
Yeah.
And then good morning, Charles Fitz and Lana and Faith family. Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
I watched your live. It was so good. You are so good. It was wonderful, wonderful. Good morning.
And then we have Kathy Sherritts Carvajal. Good morning, everyone. Arnie, get down off that ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, I thought it was going to end with, and now that you fell off the ladder, what do I do? It was kind of, you left us.
Must not have been a little giant ladder.
Oh,
the little giant.
We must not let someone know about that then. If it wasn't a little giant, you maybe should, now that everything's exposed, maybe you should go get one. I don't know.
Kathy, good morning to you. So glad that you are here. So glad to see you. Love it, Ricard. Absolutely. I think Scott owns his own name. We're not going to worry about that.
Yeah, we won't. You're going to have to come on live to tell us all about it if it's a fact.
Someday Scott will join us. All right, let's take a look. Let's hop right in. And go into chapter 19, 1 through 29. We're going to start off with Lana.
Okay, I'm reading kind of sideways with the computer because
don't read sideways. We can't handle sideways.
My Bible is pretty heavy and I didn't want to lug it all the way over here. I generally go to my computer. So folks, if you'll bear with me.
You could have probably put it in the trunk.
I could probably get a smaller version to carry with me. And that's probably what God is trying to tell me.
He's saying, let's go, lady.
Yeah. All right. Proverbs. This is the New International Version. All right. Better the poor whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? A person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. Wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will not go free. Many curry favor with a ruler, and everyone is the friend of one who gives gifts. The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. The one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury. How much worse for a slave to rule over princes.
A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish child is a father's ruin, and a quarrelsome wife is like a constant dripping of a leaky roof. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless go hungry. Whoever keeps commandment keeps their life, but whoever shows contempt for their ways will die. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. A hot-tempered person must pay for the penalty and rescue them, and you will have to do it again.
Listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise the rest of your days. Many plans are in a man's heart, but the counsel of the Lord will stand. What is desirable in a man is his kindness, and it is better to be a poor man than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life, so that one may sleep satisfied, untouched by evil. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish, but will not even bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer, and the naive may become shrewd, but reprove one who has understanding, and he will gain knowledge. He who assaults his father and drives his mother away is a shameful and disgraceful son. Cease listening, my son, to discipline, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A rascally witness makes a mockery of justice, and the mouth of the wicked spreads iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scoffers, and blows for the backs of fools. I am taken in with the life lesson from 1927. Cease listening, my son. Cease listening, my son, to discipline, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. We must never stop learning. Not only do we need reminders of the principles we've already embraced, but new lessons always lie ahead of us to continue our transformation into the image and character of Christ.
That's true.
So I will be with my son, and we will talk.
Yeah. Well, this chapter continues with yet more favorite themes. The chapter states that it's better to be poor and have integrity than to be a fool. And one of the aspects of being a fool is desiring things without having any knowledge, and letting your wants lead you by the nose, essentially, with no reflection whatsoever.
Absolutely.
What bothers me, though, at the beginning, it talks about the poor, they have no friends. I mean, It's almost like they're saying to be poor, if you're really poor, it's just too bad, because you're not going to have any friends. It really, then it goes on to build the poor up, like you said, Fitz. So, it gets a little confusing.
Well, it teaches us, this proverb teaches us, as it says, the pilgrim to walk by faith, not by sight. Wisdom isn't just something to get, it's something to keep.
To live with.
Yeah.
And keep pursuing wisdom.
You find good when you keep understanding. This proverb would advise the king's subjects to use tact, and the king to cultivate more kindness.
Absolutely. Now, I want to say that my version of the Bible starts off with, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is no better man, rich or poor, than one who walks in his integrity. We're going to call it a hard stop there, and we're going to pop over into Isaiah 47, and Mr. Fitz is going to kick through there for us, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Started out.
Yep, the fall of Babylon. Go down, sit in the dust, virgin daughter. Babylon, sit on the ground without a throne, queen city of the Babylonians. No more will you be called tender or delicate. Take millstones and grind flour. Take off your veil. Lift up your skirts, bare your legs, and wade through the streams. Your nakedness will be exposed and your shame uncovered. I will take vengeance. I will spare no one. Our Redeemer, the Lord Almighty is his name, is the Holy One of Israel. Sit in silence, go into darkness, queen of the city of Babylonians. No more will you be called queen of kingdoms. I was angry with my people and desecrated my inheritance. I gave them into your hand, and you showed them no mercy. Even on the aged, you laid a very heavy yoke. You said, I am forever the eternal queen. But you did not consider these things or reflect on what might happen. Now listen then, you lover of pleasure, lounging in your security and saying to yourself, I am, and there is none besides me. I will never be a widow or suffer the loss of children.
Both of these will overtake you in a moment, on a single day, loss of children and widowhood. They will come upon you in full measure, in spite of your many sorceries and all of your potent spells. You have trusted in your wickedness and have said, no one sees me. Your wisdom and knowledge mislead you when you say to yourself, I am, and there is none beside me. Disaster will come upon you, and you will not know how to conjure it away. A calamity will fall upon you that you cannot ward off with a ransom. A catastrophe you cannot foresee will suddenly come upon you. Keep on then with your magic spells and with your many sorceries, which you have labored at since childhood. Perhaps you will succeed, perhaps you will cause terror. All the counsel you have received has only worn you out, yet your astrologers come forward. Those stargazers who made predictions month by month, let them save you from what is coming upon you. Surely they are like stubble. The fire will burn them up. They cannot even save themselves from the power of the flame. These are not coals for warmth. This is not a fire to sit by. This is all they are to you. These you have dealt with and labored with since childhood. All of them go on in their error. There is not one that can save you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah 40 through 55 is known as Deutero Isaiah and dates from the time of the Israelites' exile in Babylon. Chapter 47 concerns the fall of Babylon, which is personified as a woman, the virgin daughter of Babylon, daughter of the Chaldeans, no longer to be called the Lady of Kingdoms or a lady forever.
Yep. And it was just God laying this out that, hey, I was chastising my people. I let them know, and they were released to you, and you treated them badly. Now you have fallen. Fitz has just checked out. So Fitz, have a wonderful day.
Wonderful day, Fitz. We'll be praying for your wonderful day.
And Fitz was hopping on to a meeting right now. So Fitz, just enjoy your day. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And so this is describing the fall of Babylon and letting them know that there will not be any more children of Babylon. That city is now gone, and all the kingdoms that they had and all the lands that they controlled were now gone. They no longer have any children. And Jerusalem, Judah, will be restored. So we are obviously very grateful for that. But this is a very descriptive chapter on what God saw going on in Babylon, and knew that, hey, you had your sorcerers, you had your astrologers, none of them worth a dang, because this is destruction for you. And describing it again, as Fitz said, as a woman escaping because she does not have a route. Lift up your dress and walk through there, because you are now a fugitive.
Isn't that something?
Yep. All right. It is Friday, and we are going to turn, as we do every Monday and Friday, we're going to turn over and take a look at Ephesians and the whole armor of God. We're going to Ephesians 6:10. And we, again, are grateful for everyone that is here. If you'd like to share it out, please do. And we are grateful for that. And we are going to finish up with Ephesians and the whole armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God, so that you'll be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of the wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the full armor of God, so that you'll be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything, to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace, in addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit, and with this in view, be on the alert with all perseverance and petition for all the saints, and pray on my behalf that utterance may be given to me in the opening of my mouth, to make known with boldness the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that in proclaiming it I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. And this is from Paul speaking to the Ephesians in his letter to the Ephesians, and we are so grateful for that always.
Always. Charles, you know what? With my computer and not with my Bible, because I've got it marked in my Bible exactly where we're going to go. But I would challenge everyone to read from verse 1 through that, because verse 1 says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. There's more instruction in those first going to 10, even for the employer, and ye masters, do the same unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven. Neither is there respect for persons with him. It talks about the children. It talks about the fathers. Don't provoke your children. There's just an abundance of instruction. And then it ends with that great reading of the armor of God that you put on while doing all of this. I think it's fantastic. That's a wonderful, wonderful chapter in the New Testament.
Absolutely. And I think I avoid that one. I think I avoid the early one, because I remember I riled up my kids quite a bit.
I do mine.
I think I might be a professional by now.
Yeah. And it's not really something to be proud of, but the fact that God's promise in all of this is a long life. God has a promise. With everything he says, there's a reward. What a great instruction for parents. When you demand something of a child, make sure there's a blessing in return, which I'm not very good at that sometimes.
My children are now in their late 30s, so
mine are older than that.
I am grateful, and all I pray for this, and this is my big prayer, is to have, during this time that my son is home, is to have just a time of enjoyment and be thankful for the time that we have together, because our time is shortening, and time with our kids does not get longer. So I want to enjoy, hey, we're still going to have our little disputes, but being that we're just going to have our small family here together for Thanksgiving, I told Darlene, let's check with the kids and let's find out what their favorite part of the meal is, and let's make sure that we have their favorites lined up, and our own, which mine is everything, so no problem.
We're going to have an unusual Thanksgiving. My granddaughter Macy, who is quite the Macy, she FaceTimed me and she said, "Okay, Grandma," and maybe it was Abby. I think Abby started it, and she said, "Okay, on Thanksgiving, we're going to go see a movie, and it's about a red dog. So it's coming out, and we're going to go see it, and then for dinner we're having macaroni and cheese and hot dogs." I said, "Well, that's wonderful. Obviously, they planned Thanksgiving dinner, and because
they should be turkey dogs."
I don't know if you can find a turkey dog or not, but we're going to have one. And it's all going to be, it was planned. That's what they want. And they said, "And Grandma, are you coming?" I said, "I wouldn't miss it for the world." I am so thankful. God has been so good to me. in all the times that I didn't think I could stand alone without the children's dad, that was hard. And then he was gone, completely gone. Couldn't even be mad at him. He's really, Thanksgiving is something we should all
be thankful for.
Who's with us? Who's ending?
I want to take a quick look here. And family time is precious. Scott Picard.
Is Scott.
It certainly is. And I think Kathy knows that more than most right now, getting that flight to Arkansas and back and enjoying that time.
That was wonderful.
It's such a blessing. So one of the things that I do on Thanksgiving is I make sure that I call my other family members that are out of state so I can keep connected with them. And our family is completely shrank over the last few years. Let's say the last decade, it's really shrank. And so we are grateful for each one of us that's still around, and then remembering those that are no longer with us. And yes, family is a blessing. I think that's a good place for us to leave it.
Love her pictures of her little ones while she was.
It is a blessing. I find great enjoyment of all my friends and their grandchildren. It brings great joy to my heart, and I just love it, and I love for them to have such a wonderful time with their grandchildren. So, folks, I want to thank everyone that's been here. Thank everyone that's joined us. If you would like to share this out, please do. On behalf of myself, Lana, and Fitz, I'd like to thank you each for being here. And if you'd like to share this out, please do. We will be going live throughout the holiday week. Hello, Charles, Lana, and happy Friday, and more blessings to the both of you, Nancy, Medina, Tibio, Malunda. Thank you for joining us from the Philippines, and blessings to you and your family.
Yeah,
and all the folks that we consider family here with us. Sheridan Dunn, Nancy, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you over the weekend. If you'd like to join us, have a great day. God bless, and take care of yourselves. And if you have an opportunity to help another, please do it. That's what God wants for us, to share with another. And if you'd like to join us as we continue our walk through the Bible, we would love to have you here. God bless. Enjoy. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you over the weekend. Bye.
Bye.